Well, it's hard to believe we're leaving after being down here since December the 30th. Today is March 31st, and we are pulling out of Cross Creek. What an enjoyable time we had this winter. So we're headed up to Alliance Coach. We'll spend the night there and have our coach service tomorrow, the annual oil filters, so on, and then we'll be on our way to St. Augustine the following day. Can't believe we're leaving. Kind of sad to be going, but also we're excited to be back on the road again. Good morning, everybody. Today is a travel day. We're at Alliance Coach right now in Wildwood, Florida, and we're getting ready to take off and head to St. Augustine. Good morning. We are leaving the campground and going to head down to St. Augustine to see the city. We're going to ride what's called the Old Town Trolley today. Takes about an hour and 20 minutes, I think, if you stay on the trolley the whole time, but it's got a number of stops, up to I think 25 or 30 stops. So we're going to spend our morning touring the city and seeing what the city has to offer. All right, we're at the Welcome Center and we're going to walk up and check it out.
Show you?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yes.
So we're at the first stop. It's actually a little overwhelming, all the directions and stuff. So we're going to tour around this place and show you some of the sights before we hop on the trolley. So this is the old jail, established in 1891, and this was a hanging jail. Who is that?
That's Sheriff Joe Perry. I don't know if these are when he was the sheriff, but he was the sheriff.
In the event you didn't know, St. Augustine is the oldest city in America. It's a Spanish settlement, founded in 1565. I wasn't born yet.
So these gates right here were the way into St. Augustine.
Kind of getting hungry, so we're going to look for a place to grab a bite to eat, and then we're going to make our way over to the fort and take a look at that in a little bit. Now, I've never smoked a cigar, but that was pretty interesting to see him rolling one up, see how they're made. Anything interesting back here?
That's all like local artists. We're eating lunch. I don't even remember the name of the place that this is called, but We both ordered, I ordered a sandwich and you ordered fish and chips. We're here in old historic St. Augustine. It is a really cool city.
This fort is the oldest and largest masonry fort in the continental United States. Construction on it began in 1672, and it's pretty remarkable. Well, we're heading down to St. Augustine for the second time. After 2 days of sitting in the car and traveling, we need to get out and get our legs stretched a little bit. So the last 2 days we decided to take a spur-of-the-moment trip from St. Augustine up to Nashville to watch our nephew graduate from the Nashville Metro Police Academy. So he's going to be a Nashville policeman, so we're extremely proud of him. We're camped about 5 miles from downtown St. Augustine. We're just off of I-95. So we're gonna drive down into the old part of town, and there's a parking garage that we're gonna try to get into today. Being a Saturday, hopefully it's not already filled up with tourists, but that parking garage puts us right in the area that we need to be able to walk by foot to the sites that we want to check out. I didn't get the camera out in time to video pulling into the parking garage, but that's where we're parked. So this set of masks that decorate this fountain was a gift to St. Augustine by its sister city in Spain, which was the birthplace of Pedro Menendez, who was the founder of St. Augustine in 1565. So this place is packed with historical landmarks, some really neat old buildings. Lots of bed and breakfast if you like that kind of stuff. Lots of cute little restaurants. We're heading up to, I think what's called Flagler Memorial Church. When we took the trolley tour the other day, they said if you were going to get out and check one site, this would probably be one of the sites that they would most recommend. So we're looking forward to seeing the inside of this building. It's supposed to have some beautiful architecture.
Let us know. Be glad to. Welcome. Take all the pictures you'd like.
Thank you.
Just said the rooms to the right have a lot of historic stuff.
Flagler, one of the most prominent names in St. Augustine, was born in New York, and at age 14 left New York and traveled to Bellevue, Ohio to work for his mother's family in the grain business. In the years following the Civil War in Cleveland, Ohio, that location became the center of oil production in the United States, and Flagler joined the Rockefellers and some other individuals in a partnership that became Standard Oil. This was the winter home a Flagler. Had some tennis courts. If they were pickleball courts, I'd be looking for them. That was a beautiful building.
It was.
If you look down on it from the top, it's built in the shape of a cross. So this started off as a hotel called the Hotel Ponce de Leon, and it's now a historic landmark and the home of Flagler College.
How'd you like to go to college here?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
When we took our tour, our guide said that Swillerby's was the absolute must-see for donuts and coffee, so we are going to go inside and see how good they are. Thank you.
Very important topic.
So, those have to be the fattest donuts I've ever seen.
Stuffed French toast. That looks really good.
So what do you think of your donut?
It's so good. It is a cinnamon and sugar, what would they call French toast stuffed. So it's cream cheese, apple, cinnamon. It is the biggest donut I've ever eaten in my life.
And I got the same thing, and I must admit, very, very good. Another street full of bed and breakfast. There's about 4 of them here right in a row.
They're really cute. Houses are so unique looking. The gingerbread thing.
Good morning. This is day 3, visiting the town of St. Augustine. There's really so much to see here that we won't get it all done, but there are a couple items that we still have to check out. So we're up early this morning and we're going to head into town. When we went on the trolley tour the other day, we came down this street called Magnolia Avenue, and the tour guide told us that this was voted one of the 10 most beautiful streets in America. The trees are just amazing, and I would have to agree that it is absolutely beautiful. So in 1513, Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon discovered Florida and named it, actually. He also was the first governor of Puerto Rico. So he was in search of the Fountain of Youth. Obviously he wasn't a very skilled explorer because it took us about 5 minutes to find it. Supposedly there's about 40 peacocks roaming these grounds, so in addition to trying to find the Fountain of Youth, I'm going to be searching for peacocks. And there is one, and over there perched up is one. Listen to those things. Supposedly it's mating season. Look how he vibrates his feathers. I'd say he's found the woman he wants.
Water really does work. And she did make it through the park for about an hour and a half, and then she came back and said, have you seen the wonders of this greenhouse built by Native American slaves, and of course a new governorship. And the king gives him permission, provided he pays the trip. He is already a wealthy man. He made a lot with these 3 ships, $4 million of his own money. That's today's money. Shoots past Bimini. He does.
They said that this
discover the
water
Gulf Stream.
was actually rain
That there was a body of water
from about 200 years ago that's now made its way back up to the spring.
Water around it. She said a show is starting soon.
Yes, 9:35. And back then was the thing, everything was.
Here are the declination lines, which are like latitude. And here are the hour circles, which are like longitude.
It's amazing how they navigated the seas using the stars and planets and some instruments that they had to be able to tell what direction they were going. I don't know how they did it. One thing for sure, once you learn how to do it that way, it's probably a much more reliable way of finding something than what these modern day navies do. Sometimes those navigation systems will take you in an unknown direction. This is an example of a watchtower that the Spanish built back in the mid-16th century in order to spot potential dangers early enough to muster up a defense. There's a break in the wall leading out into the Atlantic.
He uses a burning piece of cord called slow match to ignite the gunpowder. Preparen la mecha. Preparen. Apunten. Fuego! And that's how we get rid of our peacocks, one peacock at a time.
There he is, Ponce de Leon, born in Spain, 1460. He made the first recorded sea voyage to what is now the United States. So a couple days ago we were here at this fort, the Castillo de San Marcos, and today we are here at the Fort Matanzas. This fort is the only fortified Spanish watchtower in the continental United States. Jellyfish. There's the fort over there we're going to be checking out.
Matanzas became a national monument in 1924.
This fort was built with a lot of shells. It's amazing. That bridge is about a mile away, and those cannons below could shoot 1.5 miles, so they could reach out into the ocean to protect themselves from enemy forces. That wraps up St. Augustine. We are headed back to the RV, and on the way there, Leslie said I could go for some barbecue. So we found a barbecue spot, and we're going to go inside and have some food.